USC up to this point has failed to put together a Big Ten level interior defensive line. It's been whiff after whiff in the transfer portal, and when you look at what new USC defensive coordinator D'Anton Lynn wants to do up front, he doesn't have either the quality or size on the interior of the line to play the way he wants to. So in today's video, we will break down the defensive tackle room, we'll discuss possible rotations, and we will also have the discussion of what the hell happens if Bear Alexander gets hurt. But before we get into it today, what's up guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are pushing forward to 10,000 subs here on the channel. So if you are new, please do hit that subscribe button. And thank you all so much for being here. Let's get into this. All right, so taking a look at the defense as a whole, we're set at linebacker, we're loaded at safety. The staff wants to add one more corner. Of course, you know how I feel about that. You can never have enough corners in today's day and age of college football. We're pretty set at defensive end as well. A lot of options to choose from. But when you get to the interior of that defensive line, it's rough. And honestly, when I go through it, you'll see what I mean when I say it's a G5 level at best. And before we break this room down, let's preface this with the fact that D'Anton Lynn wants one of his two interior guys sitting at around 305 to 315, and the other one to be anywhere from 320 to 330, more of a true nose tackle type. So looking at SC's interior group, you have Bear Alexander, 6'3", 313. Awesome, he's the franchise on defense. You obviously know what you're going to get from Bear. Big time player, big time upside. But then you have Kobe Pepe, who has 69 career snaps. He's a redshirt senior. He made the one play in the bowl game against Louisville, but looked not at all like a power 4 level player in the spring game. You have Nate Clifton, who transferred in from Vanderbilt. He's only listed at 289. Elijah Hughes, while very talented, I'm a big fan of his game, but he's only 285. And then you're talking about true freshmen who, yes, could make an impact there. It is very rare to see production from true freshman interior defensive linemen. The obvious key there is the physical maturity. Now, could someone like Jide Abasiri put on 10 more pounds and become that big time player? Of course. But with true freshmen, they're such wild cards, having to rely on that is very, very uncomfortable. The point here is that we do not have the players to play the way Coach Lynn wants to. The coaches have shown us with their actions, they got in the mix for several big time interior linemen. They're not happy with the room. They want to add to it. Interior defensive line is by far and away, by a country mile, any expression you want, the biggest need on this roster. I know it, you know it, they know it. Now we all know why a guy like Derek Harmon goes to Oregon, despite them being loaded on the defensive line and well over the scholarship limit. But the excuse of just saying that it's about the money just doesn't do it for me. This is USC. I have very high expectations of this program. We are a blue blood, that's how it should be. So I don't think having the expectation that we're going to add a solid interior defensive lineman is that unrealistic, or at least it shouldn't be. But that's another crazy part of this. These are solid players we're involved with. Not first, second, or even third rounders in the NFL draft. Just solid players. The fact that we're trying this hard for players that are just okay should tell you the dire state of the group. And I'm not an expert on NIL. I don't know how it works internally. I'm not tied in like a lot of these other people are. I'm not going to act like I know the inner workings. I don't find it that interesting, to be honest. And also, like I've told you guys a million times, I'm not an insider. But what I will say, at a school like USC in Los Angeles, with the alumni base that we have, while yes, there probably is no limit to Nike money, I don't know if the donors at SC just don't care. And I also thought it was rich that a lot of these people are trying to shame the fans and blame them for the fact that we're not landing these players. Because the people that pay money to go to games and buy merchandise, telling them that they need to give more money to the program, that's just kind of insane to me. But whatever the issue is, we shouldn't be having to deal with it at a school like USC. That makes no sense to me. And look, I don't want it to be lost amongst all this that our staff does look to be elite. I do think that they will get the most out of what they have at their disposal. But if you want to compete for titles, you need both. The elite coaching and development, and some really good clay to work with as well. But a big question that's been on my mind these last few days, and I want to pose this to you guys, really sit and think about this. What happens if Bear Alexander gets hurt? Our interior duo would likely be Kobe Pepe and a true freshman, or someone very undersized. We're in a bad spot there. On defense, you're only as strong as your weakest link. There's nowhere to hide on defense. You can't scheme someone open the way you do on offense. If you're a weak link, you're going to be attacked over and over again. And imagining what teams like Michigan and Penn State could do when you think about those running attacks, that is very troubling. And again, insiders and people in the know told us that USC was going to be getting one, if not two, solid interior defensive linemen. And at this point, yes, a grad transfer or a lower level guy could be added, but it's slim pickings out there. The spring portal window, in my mind, is an abject failure, and just truly, truly shocking to see a program like USC with this big-time defensive staff strike out. Again, I trust the staff, and what the staff told us by their actions is that they are not at all happy with the state of the interior defensive line room. I mean, we didn't recruit Dominic Williams from TCU at all, and then on the last day we contact him, and then he goes to Oklahoma that night. That reeks of desperation. It's a bad look, but more importantly, this group is not at all at the level that the staff wants. And I already know a lot of you are going to be mad at me for being honest about the situation, and yeah, I'm saying it out loud, but the coaches feel the same way I and most of you do. The room's not good enough. and the attempts up to this point to address it have been a complete and utter failure. There's no other way to put it, but man, let's hope the staff has something up their sleeve because we need reinforcements and we need them now. No, this is not me throwing in the towel. This is not me saying we're gonna have a 6-loss season. I think the rest of our roster is pretty much complete. If you're to believe what the coaching staff is saying about Mason Murphy, then right tackle settled. Obviously need some depth on the offensive line. Again, maybe bring in another corner, but aside from that, it seems like we're ready to go. So on this one, more than most, I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts about this whole situation? What are your thoughts about Barry Alexander, Kobe Pepe, all of the players? Just let me know down below. Would love to hear from you guys on this. If you did happen to enjoy this video or find it interesting, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.